Alright, guys. We've got Kira here in the top right side of the map, already getting harassed. Semi-finals of the Pigosaur Weekly, and Hero is being a D-bag. Already got 2 SCVs in the orange. You got to pull a freshie, and I think he's gonna pop off a he's gonna put a fresh SCV on the barracks. Has to pull another SCV because this guy's gonna need a break. And you might think, why pull so many SCVs? But the thing is, if he doesn't, he's gonna lose a lot of barracks build time. His whole build will be messed. This is still a net positive for the Terran, and the trick is you have to, if they send one of their very first 12 probes straight across the map to harass, you gotta pull an extra SCV. It's that simple. But a lot of Terrans don't do this, and they end up raging when they lose SCVs. Now, I personally am sad, because most top Terrans, anyone in GM and above, most of them know this now. But I tell you guys, if we go back 7 years ago, even 5 years ago, Terran would never pull an extra SCV. And you would kill their worker every game, and they would rage every time. Everyone just used to be so much more inflexible and stubborn in StarCraft, and I kind of miss those days, because you could just do any sort of random harassment, and people would crap the bed and just be like, this is so unfair, you just get to send a worker that regenerates shields. And it was like, you can just send an extra SCV, and you're not going to lose as much mining time as this guy, right? This guy loses so much mining time. It's such an expensive move. It only ends up as a net positive for the Protoss if you let it end up as a net positive. But of course, I also fell victim to the same thing so many times when I was learning Terran until I just was like, nope, never again. Always have an extra SCV ready. Cure knows the exact timing the Shade finishes. Goes in, he's going to try and snag a probe, but there was a second chrono boost, so pretty responsible play here for Hero. Andromeda is the map, by the way, guys. The closest full galaxy to ours. Someone in my comments was saying, apparently there's 2, like, micro galaxies or, like, kind of galaxies, but not full galaxies that are closer. But, like, one of them is just, like, a cloud of dust or something. I don't know. Maybe not a cloud, but I don't know. They had some special name for it. A miasma? A nebulae? Something like that. I'm not good with astronomy G, guys. I am pretty good at astrology, though. I was born under the sign of the pig. That is why my name is it. I'm a Porcatarius. Reaper does finally go down, but I think getting a probe good, and of course the Widowmine killing the Adept is fantastic. Second Widowmine comes over there as well. Maybe... Miasma? 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 I think it's miasma, isn't it? Am I saying that wrong? I don't know. That's like a volcano lava thing, isn't it? I don't actually know what miasma is, or I'm probably saying it wrong. It's one of those words like I've only really seen it written down in the video games. Stalker's coming in. Oh, this is really good that he can pin him here, because these Widow Mines want to go drop. These Marines and Widow Mines want to go drop. Hero keeps him at home. And look at this. Oh, if he can get a few hits on the medevac, that'll be good. The Ursidon's hanging out there going, oh, what's happening here, guys? Bunch of bloody Terran and Protoss trying to fight here on this map. Whoa, what's going on? Oh my, what is that? Dude, do they have a Marauder that they're literally sacrificing in the Dark Portal there? Are they going to open the Dark Portal? Is Gul'dan about to come out of there? What the hell? What's going on down there? These map makers, man, satanic. Someone call those guys who stand outside BlizzCon with the signs protesting against Diablo being an evil devil worshipping game. Get them in there. Get them protesting the modern StarCraft 2 map makers for satanic symbolism. I always knew StarCraft 2 map makers hated Jesus. I always knew. Now I've got proof. These map makers, evil, depressed. Just trying to do all these satanic flowers and crystals. Stupid. No, pretty cool map. I do like Andromeda. I don't even know what it is about it, because it is not very full of life. Something about the red crystals and the vines and things that make me kind of happy. There's going to be a 2-base Storm opening for Hero. This third's very late. Going to have the Raven harass the main. 2 Stalkers in position. Plenty of Stalkers here. Blink's done. I think this is not going to work for Cure at all. I think if there was a 3rd base and Hero was on the map with Stalkers, you could go in. But as it is, I think wisely Cure just goes back to the dead space, these kind of areas where ground units can't go, and he just hangs out. Oh, look, we've got another portal over here. These guys haven't managed to find a Marauder to sacrifice, so this Dark Portal is not opening, guys. But I think he's got a Marine helmet that he's playing the bongos on. I can't quite see it from this angle, but I'm pretty sure he's playing the bongos on a Marine's helmet, so No doubt he is on Hero's side. Hero has some cheerleaders. You know, back in StarCraft 1, there was like fangirls who'd show out in pretty large numbers to like watch Flash and Jaedong. StarCraft 2 being more of a dead game, players just have Ewok-style creatures that simp for them inside the video game. It's not, you know, it's not quite the same, but it is what it is. Technically, they're called Moopies due to copyright reasons, I believe. They do look a lot like Ewoks. But Blizzard's like, what? No, it's a Moopie. Sorry, guys, we're trolling a bit today. 3 barracks are up. He's going to go 5 barracks after the 3rd command center, of course. Q is playing just very chilled. And it is interesting that we've seen Storm become a mainstay of PvT, or I should say remain a mainstay of PvT after the changes and the energy recharge. Especially the cast range on Storm being a bit shorter does hurt it, but I think when you're going for like the Warp Prism drop engagements, it's not that brutal. It's kind of fine. Because you're just dropping them in range anyway. Oh, he's going to Storm drop it. I think you go Storm here, Storm like down here where they run to or something. Oh, there's a Widow Mine! He just stormed his own Prism, guys. You do it. You can pull the SCVs off gas to get them out of there as well. I mean, the High Templar survive. He gets 4 SCVs. I guess that's something. If he didn't fly the Prism in, he could have actually got everything out. He could have picked up and just recalled from the corner, but he flew his Prism into the Storm, finishing it off. It's a bit of a doo-doo. Raven has gone home, which I think killed an Observer. No, he hasn't got any Observer kills. Hero must have F2'd his Observer home, which actually kept it alive. That's the most Hero thing ever. He F2'd his Observer home accidentally, and it's actually kept it alive. But look at this. Oh my gosh. Ships passing in the night, guys. Hero's going for a big timing. That 3rd command center will die. Neither side realizes what's happening. Widow Mine Marine drop in the main base. Q is being maybe a bit too careful, though. Here comes the Zealot Archon. It's a bit of an easier to use A-move army, I'd say. That 3rd will go down. Q is going to dive in as well. Both sides are going to hell in a handbasket. Let's see what happens, man. Bunker's going to go down. He hasn't raised both depots, unfortunately, Q, and he's got very few units at home. He's going to try and take out this Nexus. Probes going across the map. Hero embracing the base trade right now. He's also warping up in the High Templar inside the main base. Just trying to make as many Archons as he can. Oh, the SCVs! Oh my god, he just dropped 3 Storms on top of each other. Professional Storm placement from Hero, guys. And I know you guys hate it when I say it, so beautiful size Storms. 3 of them doing the exact same thing that one could have done. Stalker's going after the Orbital as well. Very nice moves. And I think the ship's passing in the night. I do think this favors Protoss usually. But Terran buildings do float, and a command center will escape. He might be able to rebuild in the long run. The probes do have enough money to rebuild a Nexus as well. No chance of recall now that all these Nexi have died. Libs do get out as well. Libs are really good in these kind of scenarios. If like a few Stalkers die, there's no real way to deal with them, you know? Okay. Does he leave anything in the main? No, he does not. Q is going to pull back and try to hunt down these Stalkers now. He's up. Actually, a lot in army supply as well. And there's only 3 High Templar. I thought he had more than that. Where's the Warp Prism? Guys, how did this... Did he fly his Warp Prism into a missile turret? What happened to the Warp Prism? Did he fly it into a turret or something? I didn't see it die. He lost his Prism, which means he can't drop his High Templar. That's a disaster, mate. One Observer goes down. The Stalker's going to try to deal with it. The High Templar, he's going to pull back up the ramp. I don't think Hero can stay down here, man. He loses 2 Stalkers, but he does get the Raven. Pretty juicy Storms, man. There's a few Zealots and Archons trapped on the low ground. Hero cannot go down there. Not even close to it, man. He can hold this ramp for a while with Storms. He's trying to take Q's main base. Q is going to inch his units forward. He should probably spread out a little bit more, maybe? I don't know. Does lose a Marine. Storm does kill a Widow Mine on its own these days, remember? It lasts so long, does 110 damage. And the Zealot Archon surviving is actually huge. If he knew about that, Q would just stim on those boys. The barracks are going to try and lift in front. The tanks, he's got to ferry the tank forward because that siege tank on top of the ramp is blocking it right now, and he's going to do it. The medevac ferry is here, guys. Zealot Archon is behind. There's a command center behind this as well. 2 command centers survive for Cure. Cure has the bigger army. Hero, he's got some mining finally, but of course he doesn't have any production right now. He's going to try and go for it, but look at this spread here for Cure. The High Templar do get owned. The Bio moves back into the Storm. Bit of a mistake there for Cure. The Zealot Archon flank is kind of brilliant, but I just don't think he has the numbers. Not with that siege tank and all those medevacs still alive. Beautiful play there for Cure. who patiently manages to get it done. I got to go back and find the warp prism dying, guys. There was a lot going on at once. Obviously, I didn't catch it. And yeah, that was kind of funny. Because remember, he rebuilds the prism, he flies it in here, and he was warping in High Templar in the main. What happened after that? I didn't even think there was a turret. He loses one High Templar to the bio. And then what? No! No! He found the only missile turret on the map. You're kidding me, and lost it with 2 High Templar inside. Alright guys, game 2, Kura in the top right. Luckily for him going for a double gas because his opponent, the Mad Lad, is proxying a second gateway. That's right guys, we're on Throne of the Dunes. The map that has a whole bunch of kind of, it's got a bunch of wolf statues with spiky things around their neck, which thankfully it's pointing outwards, not inwards. And then it's got these cool little, you know, we got these little brazier watchtower thingies with a nice little cloth on top, bit of shade, and apparently sponsored by Monster Energy as well. There's also, you know, different containers. There's like a little wooden ladder here. There's some palm trees. It's a pretty cool map. This bush will be a Stalker out of here and an Adept out of here usually. Sometimes I've seen people go double Stalker recently. We'll see what Hero does. No, the reason you go Adept here is it can shade across the map a bit faster, but these are the guys you want to get in there as fast as possible now. Oh, is he going to see it? I think he just barely sees it. No, he just repathed it. He was initially queued to go there and there. He would have seen it. Oh, but he repathed it. He reprioritized his scouting in a different direction, and he misses it. Oh, Twitch chat's already shouting, "Get wrecked, nerd," in all caps. Oh, the Terran haters are in there. The Protoss fanboys. The Hero lads are excited. Command center's going up. There's no bunker. There's no Marines just yet. At least the reactor's finished, but he's going to have to pull SCVs to repair that and pull back the weak ones. He's got to do some sick micro. Where's the Adept? Adept's coming across the map. Oh, at least the Reaper's going to deny this probe, get a bit of damage, but he doesn't even have a bunker building. He's just going to rely on the Cyclone, is he? Yeah, Cyclone and Marines, I guess. I would have cancelled the Starport personally and just tried to build that Cyclone because he builds 2 Marines. Finally, the Cyclone starts, but even that 5-6 second delay is pretty big. Reaper gets 1 probe kill. Now the reactor is gone, and Cure is in huge trouble right now, guys. Cyclone's going to struggle to defend this as well because it's going to be like 4 or 5 gateway units in his base. You know, this is not just, oh cool, it's 1 Stalker I can lock on and run away. This is 5 units. They could just click your Stalker and take you out. Hero might just have himself a game-winning strategy here, taking advantage of the fact that Cure did not SCV scout. See a lot of players not SCV scout these days. Hero goes back the other direction. He wants to get the Cyclone. Oh, it pays off! He pretended he was afraid of the SCVs and then he doubled back. 1 Adept and 2 Stalker shots. Does one-shot SCVs, but you can see the Adept shoots a bit slower than the Stalkers. So the stutter step cadence was slightly off the Hero. Not that it matters. His build order catches Cure off. If Cure saw that with the Reaper, could have built a bunker. But GG, well played, ties up the series. Alright guys, going to the next map, it's Mothership, and Hero is going for a 2-gate proxy in the middle of the map at the very start of the game. Now remember, Cure doesn't need to scout this game because he just got cheesed, and he knows that Hero wouldn't do a crazy proxy 2 games in a row. Proxies aren't that good in PvT to begin with, so there's no chance he would risk that 2 games in a row, especially not on a 3-player map where you don't even know where the other guys spawned. So Cure knows he's safe to just skip scouting this game, except he isn't. Oh my god, he has no idea. He's going to build a Reaper and an Orbital, and luckily for Hero, he also scouted him immediately, which meant he got a bit of harassment off, which is really nice. Thing is, this just feels like it's almost like a normal probe scout after building a gateway has just happened to find your base first. This probe harassment almost puts Cure, you know, in a calm position where he's like, oh yeah, just a normal game. And it's like, it's not a normal game. It's going to be 4 Zealots and then like Adepts coming in behind that, I think. Maybe 1 Stalker, 1 Adept. Oh, this is brutal. And Reaper's going in the wrong direction. At least he's building a 2nd Reaper this time. But man, the thing is, this is the cheese spot. On 3-player maps, it's always been proxies in the very middle that you got to worry about, guys. You know where he should have built this pylon? Right on top of that pylon, guys. Or can you not move through that little bit there? I feel like getting this pylon penetrated by that pylon would be pretty funny. Anyway, Zealots are going to move in, guys. It's 4 Zealots into 2 Stalkers. Let's go. Q is building a 2nd Reaper and a Hellion. Can he defend this? It's so many Zealots. It's so many. He's like, what? 3 Zealots are walking into my base. He cancels the command center. He needs to rebuild depots in the back right now. Right now. He cannot screw around. He needs to get back inside the base right now, and he needs to pull all the boys. He's in big trouble, man. The Hellions trying to fight these Zealots, but it's not getting any splash damage. He just lost 2 depots. He's trying to rebuild them. I don't know if that'll even unsupply block him. I guess this will, though. Losing all of his SCVs might help him out. He can't build new units right now. He's already lost himself a Reaper. The Stalker focus firing so well. The Hellion is alive. 2 Reapers and a Hellion. Can they hold on? Well, he's already lost 11 SCVs, so I don't know how much of a victory that is, even if he can hold on. The Stalkers could run into the left. I actually would have loved Hero to just run into the left and circle and just kind of... You've got plenty of room to micro. As it is, I think he's still in a great spot. Nexus goes down here at 3.5 minutes, and he's miles ahead. GG fun game. F Proto says, chat. Well, I mean, to be fair, there is this thing called scouting. And I actually really appreciate that players like do get punished sometimes if they just never SCV scout. Hero played a massive gamble going for 2 proxies in a row, and it's paid off. And I think gambling's good. I think there should be a bit of gambling in StarCraft. And yeah. Scouting is an ability for Terran players. It hasn't been for a long time. I think it should be. Don't get me wrong. Maybe it hurts Terran a bit more than the other races to lose that money on the scout. But it would be nice if everyone was encouraged to work a scout, or if you don't work a scout, it's a kind of risk that you know you're taking, you know? Alright, Reapers should get out of there, gets himself a probe. Nice counter for Cure. He's down 11 workers though, so he's in huge trouble. Cyclone's on the way, reactor is building. Terran can be down 11 workers and still even on income. Might want to pay attention to these red arrows, guys. There's two red markers on income for Hero for the last little bit. It's always going between 1 and 2. And those mules don't last forever. They can temporarily make it close to equal for a little bit, and then they disappear. And I mean, this income is garbage. He's going to do a 1 base all in, which is probably the smartest thing to do. Because Hero is Hero, so Hero might go like double Forge, Templar Archives, and a Stargate all at once, just because Hero and playing safe are 2 opposite concepts. They're like oil and water. They do not mix. He refuses to ever play safe, and he doesn't know what's happening. If he knew exactly what was going on with the hallucination or something, it might be a different story. The Observer probably gives him enough warning to hold anyway. But I think this is like the one-way Cure could maybe have a chance at making this work. There we go. Nice hallucination. He sees no command center just yet. Cyclone does get some good lockers. I mean, there could be a CC hidden in the back. If he loops around, comes in from here and sees no command center there. Oh, he knows. Sees the second barracks, sees no command center. The Observer comes in to confirm. All Hero needs to do is make as many fighting units as possible. He should make a Twilight or something just so he can make charge. And he's got to defend these gateways as long as he can, because most of his production is in the middle of the map. He's going to pull home, which is interesting. I thought he might stay there for a bit longer to try and wail on this push. Marine drop sneaks out. This is why, yeah, I really thought he needed to protect those gateways. He's only got 1 gate, 1 robo producing. Hero has a massive economic advantage, but all he can use it for right now is immortal production. That's it. Like, nothing else combat-wise, and he's slightly supply blocked. Hero defending. Quite different to Hero attacking. He's taken a 3rd gas, which is kind of flabbergasting. He's going to lose this pylon again. Mate, you don't have any production. Hero, why? He's only just put 2 more gateways down. I love that Hero makes every game exciting. This game should not be vaguely competitive, but he's like, I'm just not going to have any production. And that'll give us hope for Cure. I still think Cure probably can't. There's so many Stalkers. It's so many Stalkers, man. He needs to leapfrog these tanks and these libs. Lib needs to be especially careful to not get caught. Tank's going to siege there. This tank needs to move forward. He's going to try and go for the immortal drop behind. Could be a brilliant maneuver. Cure doesn't know. Oh, Cure sees it. Cure sees the Warp Prism. Oh, the Cyclone gets shot down, though. That's a really good catch for Hero, because that was the best anti-air. And now the Prism can dance around a little bit more. Twilight finally goes down in the main. Dude, if Kua wins this game, this will be impressive. So impressive. Here we go, Marine Tank Lib coming forward. Archon Hallucination, Immortal drop from the south. The Prism does take out the Woodermine, sorry, takes out the Prism. But look at those tanks just get blasted. Such a good arc. That was really nicely done by Hero. The way he just spread his units out, came in from every side. And he had more than enough of a lead from earlier. Kua, though, making it vaguely competitive at the end there, despite getting hard countered in the opening. All right, guys, immediate scout again for Hero. I think he was worried about Kua proxying him to get revenge after the last game. So he's immediately gone in on Old Republic. He's trying to let those shields regen. You see the SCV wants to land a hit to stop that regen, but only comes back up once his shields are full. And he starts circling yet again. Very nicely done. I was just asking everyone what they've been eating. You guys let me know. What was the last tasty thing you've eaten in the last week? People were getting weird and fighting about StarCraft in the chat, so we had to simmer it down a little bit. I guess this works for YouTube comments as well, where there's always a few guys who are just like, "Oh, the game's so unfair. The player I like lost." Yeah, let us know what you guys ate. I was saying I had a Biscoff cheesecake and it was bloody legendary. Oh, so good. A few of the answers was wet dog food. You actually ate wet dog food, Elitish? Why were you eating wet dog food? Chat? Explain. You can't just, oh, I ate wet dog food. You didn't, did you? You're lying. You've been called out. Naughty. A Philly cheesesteak calzone? What? That's such a weird combo. Okay, nice. Was it good? If it's good, heck yeah. Arugula tacos? What's an arugula? Arugula. What's that? Mushroom penne dish? Oh, yeah. Good mushroom pasta's usually top tier. Was it very cheesy? And there was an air-fried apple fritter. It's like a sweet, like a kind of like an apple cake? Like an apple pie sort of thing? Interesting. Arugula is a nutty leaf. Oh. Interesting. Homemade citrus pork tacos? Yum. Pig, you can't go from don't fight about StarCraft players to questioning my food decisions in the same breath. You're not my dad anymore. I am still your dad, biologically. Just because I don't bang your mom anymore. Come on, man. Anyways. Zealots in here, guys. Nice harassment so far. Lots of SCVs have been pulled. I like that Hero's keeping the pressure up, dude. If he can just win this with an early 3-1, that would be amazing. The orbital does finish, but the SCVs fighting out here on their own. I think Kua might be making a terrible decision to continue fighting it. I say might. I mean, he clearly is making a terrible decision to continue fighting it. The SCVs and the Marine are going to try and defend. He does lose 5 workers, but damn, man, he should have just built that command center on the high ground. This was just an early probe into a quick zealot, into a quick adept. I do wonder if Hero cut probes at all to build that gateway and cybercore slightly quicker than normal. What an excellent start for him. And just these little opening adjustments, finding Kua being a bit too greedy, and Kua's been just caught flat-footed time and again. Zio, thank you for the Prime Gaming sub. Really appreciate it. Did your cheesecake have the high fructose corn syrup? No, my mum made it. I don't think my mum has a bag of high fructose corn syrup. It's also very rare for anywhere in Australia to use that in baked products. It's a very, very American product, the high fructose corn syrup. We have our own crappy products we use, but I don't know if we use that one very much. Cyclone pulling away. Oi, big tuners, get your negativity out of here, mate. You've been whining the whole time. Depths and Stalkers, nice recall. Only one of them goes down, really good defense. The fact that he gets out and you've already forced 2 Cyclones, it's a great move for Hero. So Hero now finds himself, he's got 3 gates, he's got a Robo. He's thinking about a 3rd Nexus. If he can get up a 3rd and defend it, that would be great. I think Kua will be a little afraid to straight up push here. Yeah, he pulls 1 Cyclone home to repair, goes for a little drop, but it's going to be just like a poke around. And the thing is, Blink's already done. I don't think he should drop here unless he knows the Stalkers are harassing him. And the funny thing is, Hero has just not been harassing him with Stalkers. Hero's been like letting Kua, either cheesing him or letting him overextend. And there we go. I just don't think this drop made sense. I think Hero's in his head. Hero's in his head. Going in past 5 minutes when you know Blink is already finished with nothing else happening on the map, no other information, it's not a good call. But that's what happens when you get tilted. When Hero's all over you, he's catching you off guard, he's taking advantage of you. It starts to get frustrating, and you can see that. And Kua going in with that drop just did not make sense. Appreciate you, big tuners. Normally, when I call people out for whining, they don't shut up and they get angry. And they're like, "Don't censor me." You're just like, "Oh, sorry, man." That's such a breath of fresh air. Very un-Twitch chat of you. Thanks, mate. Tank is there. The Cyclone's going to go down to the Stalkers. They don't take too much damage. Really, really good job there by Hero. Gets the Cyclone, gets out pretty much scot-free. He's got a third base. Charge is on the way. The Forge is almost finished. Hero's got control. He's not way up in workers, so he wants more damage. Gets a tank. Doesn't pick off too much else. Oh, he's trying to Prism Micro here, and he does. Oh my god, did he only lose one Stalker? Wait, did he even lose a Stalker? He gets another tank rallying down. The Observer sees it all. Oh man, Q is going to be so tilted. This is the sort of series where he just has your number, and it's just so one-sided. Auto turret goes into a shield battery, does literally nothing. I mean, he gets another tank with the second volley there, and Hero's got this one in the bag. This was utter domination, guys. Hero really feeling himself, playing his best StarCraft today. Good to see it. Really happy to see it for him. Obviously, I think we might have a Clem or a Solar waiting in the finals for him, so we'll see if he can keep this up. But in that series, he really had just a perfect read on how Cure was going to play. And just a great way to start that last one. I wanted to very quickly, just before we finish, guys, check the build order. Because he sent one of his first probes across, that can really delay your gateway. But his gateway, yeah, I think he did a 15 gate. So check this out, guys. He moves out with one of his very first probes. He gets a pylon on about, was that 19 seconds? Maybe about 18 seconds, which is decently timed. But I think he actually cuts like just a few seconds of probe production maybe to build this gateway. No, he doesn't actually. He doesn't cut any probe production. Just builds the gateway pretty much as quickly as he can. So it wasn't an especially fast Zealot Adept. I was wondering if he did something where he like cut a probe, got like a 12, I don't know, a 13 pylon, 14 gate or something crazy. But no, it was just a standard Zealot Adept pressure, and this was a quick command center. He actually cancelled the Marine, built the command center, then rebuilds the Marine. Factory was slightly delayed there. I think if he built a Hellion, man, maybe this would be a lot easier for him, because he was trying to go straight to the add-ons as well. And the Zealot gets in there just before this command center is done, hey. Yeah, and that's rough. He pulls the SCVs because he wants to finish building this and get back to the high ground. And I really thought at this point he would just run and pull back to the high ground. But the fact that he stayed in fort was a bit crazy. I guess he feels like the Adept Shade will stop the depot from raising, and he'll get into your main as well. But at least then you can pull more SCVs. I think this was just a bad start for Cure. And then going in with that drop after being forced to build 2 Cyclones, I mean, his build order was all scuffed from them. GG, well played. Hero goes to the finals.